Om Gajananam Bhutaganati Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Soka Vinasa Karanam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sada Shiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So welcome to SanGita program session 16. Today also happens to be a very auspicious day. It is Shankara Jayanti, I believe. It is April 29th, 2017, Saturday here in Chicago. So we will give you a quick review of this session as usual. And I'm going to be giving you a very, very short description of last session, which got unfortunately disrupted due to unexpected power failure. We had begun with the chapter 3 of Karma Yoga, and the chapter started with Arjuna expressing his confusion on which path is better to follow. In the earlier chapter, Krishna had made references to two different paths. One was Karma Yoga and the other one was Jnana Yoga. Karma means action and Jnana is knowledge. So having heard Krishna speak about these two words, Arjuna is confused which is a better path to follow, whether it is better to follow Jnana, because then you may get an excuse to go into the forest back again. So, but Krishna doesn't permit that. He offers a clarification in this chapter 3, which is called Karma Yoga. And he tells why Karma Yoga precedes Jnana Yoga. And he talks about it in detail. And therefore, this chapter is very, very important for everybody to follow. So, coming to today's session, I'll give you a quick overview. Lord Krishna explains what is Karma Yoga. And he also says why it is a prerequisite to Jnana Yoga. He also explains what are the inborn gunas, the basic traits in human beings of Prakriti. So we'll try and cover up verses up to 10 today, and hopefully we don't have a power failure. Very, very rare occurrence here. So let's start with the verse number 4. Na karmanam anaramban naishkarmyam purushosnute Sanyasana deva siddham samadhigacchati. This is the verse 4, which we mentioned last time, but I would like to just say this again for continuity's sake. First, Krishna emphasizes the importance of karma. How? He says, Arjuna, you should not avoid karma or action. Why? Because by giving up action, you cannot get liberation or moksha. You cannot avoid samsara. You cannot get peace of mind by running away from it. I mentioned about a diamond getting a shine, going through a rigorous process. Likewise, in life, one has to go through a rigorous process to ultimately attain or qualify for the next stage of Jnana Yoga. So here, we explained the meanings of these words. Na means not karmanam of action. Na aramba should be split up into ana aramba by non-performance. Naishkarmyam is the state of actionless. Purushosnude, sandhi, split up, purushaha na asnute. A man does not achieve. Asnute means to achieve. Nacha, nor also. Sanyasana by renunciation. Sannyasi comes from that word, by renunciation. Siddhim, perfection, success, achievement. Samadhi sama adhigacchati, attains. A man does not reach the state of actionlessness by not performing actions, nor does he attain perfection by mere renunciation. So it's a little conflicting, isn't it? You feel that one you say that you don't reach moksha by actionless or non-performance of actions, and nor you attain perfection by mere renunciation. So what is this sannyasa and how does one get moksha? Well, it actually means that sannyasa should be backed by knowledge. One has to be ripe with experience. That is what the meaning is here. So wisdom is really the sign of a sannyasin. It is a sign of internal transformation, a real internal transformation. It has no attraction for materialistic sense objects. It's free from ambitions. Like example, Adi Shankara, Kanchi Mahapariva, Sadashiva Brahmendral, Ramana Maharishi, Shirdi Sai Baba, Sant Jnaneshwar, Samartha Ramadas, Gautama Buddha. I can give you scores of examples who were really truly sannyasis, who did not pursue really materialistic sense objects. It's of course the very highest level. We people, working people, cannot achieve that kind of stage unless something really happens to us. Like it did happen for Purandaradasa, who was a very rich man who became completely spiritual by a single incident. So likewise, it happens for people. But today we see a lot of fake sannyasis who really have not achieved that kind of a stage where they have got rid of everything. You have only the people who are what you call jet set sannyasis. So here you have to even leave out certain qualities like anger, for example, which is common in many places. I think I gave you the example of a very successful executive who became a sannyasi, and then he used to be with the example I gave about an executive who continued in his job for many years. Somebody say something? I will mute all. Okay, I've muted everybody. So there was an executive who was like a lion at work and used to roar, and became a sannyasi eventually by a real transformation. And somebody went and asked him, have you given up anger? He said, yes, I became a sannyasi. And then the question was repeated a couple of times, and he lost his temper, and he said, I've been telling you I have got rid of anger. And then he shouted. So this is a kind of example you have of people who have not really given up many things. So here, the Jnana Yoga is something which is very difficult, not easily achievable by everybody. So we will move on to the next verse, which is the 5th verse. Nahi kasthit chanamapi jatu tishtascha karma krite Karyate havasaha karma sarva prakriti jair gunaihi nah nahi kaschit means not even for one moment. Nobody can revive without any action. Chanam, a small quantum of time, even for a moment, akarma krite, without action. Nahi tishtati, because everyone is hopelessly, helplessly made to perform action. Karyate karma, prakriti jai gunaihi karyate. By what? By the gunas born of prakriti. So the gist of this verse is, no one can ever remain without action, even for a moment, because everyone is helplessly made to do action by the gunas born of prakriti. No, this is something which you must ponder, that the mind is active always with something or other. Your body may be at rest, but you will keep on thinking about something. There is a philosophy called Samkhya. Samkhya is one of the 6 Hindu philosophies, which is actually a dualist philosophy, which talks about this Prakriti. Prakriti included, there are 24 different perceptions described in the Sankhya. Basically, it's a dualist. One is, it talks about Purusha, who is a man, and Prakriti as Maya. These are the 2 different things. From Prakriti, also it's called Pradhanam, means important, comes Mahat, which is something like a buddhi for a human being. And from that comes Ahankara or ego. And ego is planted in the mind or manas, which is a 4th perception. And ego itself gets into 2 different divisions. One is 10 indriyas, life indriyas, which connected with Purusha. And the other part is the Jadam or Prapancham, which we call it, which also has 10 different aspects, including the 5 elements. So in all 24, you have perceptions. So when you say Indriya, Karma Indriya and Jnana Indriya, Karma Indriya, there are 5 of them. Karma, as you know, is action. These 5 Indriyas are those which do action. For example, your hands, legs, the excretory organs, then the reproductive organs. These are all doing action. Therefore, they are called karma indriyas. There are 5 of them. Likewise, you have 5 jnana indriyas, which are like your eyes. You are able to see. God has given us the power. Eyes do only that function of seeing. The ears, they can hear. They don't do any other function. The skin, you have the sense of touch coming in. The nose smells, fragrance. The tongue and the mouth. Tongue has got dual function. It tastes and it also is able to talk. So these are the 5 jnana indriyas given by the Almighty. Therefore, there's 24 kind of things which are there. These are gunas, born of Prakriti. And these gunas are inborn. And you can call it as a modern DNA, you can say. These are something which are part of every human being who's born. And therefore, because of this, he will not be able to remain without action. It keeps on working. There's an example given about an executive, a business executive who was not having peace of mind because of financial problems and all that. So he went to a sage, a sannyasi, and he asked him, you please give me a upadesham, give me some mantra which will make my mind calm. He said, okay, I will give you upadesham. He taught him a mantra and you keep on reciting this. And he said, okay, thank you very much. And as he was leaving, the sannyasi called him, but one caution, you should not think of a monkey when you are reciting the mantra. If you do that, then the mantra becomes useless. So just remember this caution and then you go ahead and recite this mantra. And he went. And he thought of the mantra, he wanted to recite it. The moment he started reciting it, the thought of monkey came into him. He just couldn't resist it. He tried several days, he just couldn't. Every time the caution came and then monkey came in the mind. So the lesson here is you cannot resist certain things which will persist in you. The more you resist, the more it will persist. Especially if you tell a child, don't do it, it will definitely do it. Because you prevented somebody from action, therefore, it keeps happening. So the aim is not stopping the action, but channelizing it. Children, we say don't touch it. My granddaughter, when she was young, it was a hot iron. I told her, don't touch it, it's going to be hot. And she went and touched it. Only after that, she had the experience, well, my tata told me, I didn't listen, so I got hurt. So you tell somebody, don't do it, he will definitely, chances are he will do it. So it's not stopping all actions, but channelizing it. Channelizing it through certain activity which the person likes. That is also making use of the inborn traits in person. So therefore, it is very important to understand how the human mind works. And in our practical daily life, you have to use this advice that nobody can remain without action, but the action has to be channelized by the inherent traits of a person. If somebody loves to draw, let him draw. Keep him busy at it. If somebody wants to assemble something, let him do it. I did this experiment with my own grandson, who is 6 years old now. I bought him a Lego assembly set. And it arrived day before yesterday. Otherwise, he will come and not live even one moment without me. And he will say that your work is only to play with me. And I gave him that, and he started assembling it completely, all by himself, without even one moment of rest. So I understood that mind has to be channelized. And therefore, when you do this, it happens. Oh my God. Again. The power flashed for a while. So it happens this way that everyone is born with certain gunas, and it's up to the person to make use of it and for others to channelize it.
Guruji, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, Guruji.
All right. Okay. Sorry, it is happening every Saturday morning. The power goes off suddenly. I don't know why. All right. Okay. We'll go to the verse number 6 now. Karmendriyani samyamya.
Karmendriyani samyamya.
Yahaste manasa smaran.
Aste manasa smaran.
Indriyartan vimudatma mityacharaha sa uchyate. Karmendriyani means the sense organs of action. I mentioned earlier about Karmendra and Jnanendriyani. Karmendriyani with the sense organs of action. Samyamya means having restraint. Saha vimuda atma. Vimuda. Muda comes from that. Muda is fool. Saha vimuda atma. That deluded person. Ya aste, who remains. Manasa smaran indriyartha. Manasa indriya arthan smaran. Thinking of sense objects. Mityacharaha. Mitya acharaha. Acharaha is one who follows a certain practice. Mitya acharaha, one who follows the dual standards, is a hypocrite in English. Uchyate is called. So having restrained the sense organs of action, the deluded person who thinks still on the objects, sense objects in his mind, is called a hypocrite. So if the mind is not ripe for action or sannyasa, one can become a pretender, a hypocrite, having a double life, split personality as we call it. So such a person is called Mithya Acharaha. Krishna is really criticizing those people here that just by wearing ochre robes or having a shaven head does not mean that you are a true sannyasi if you still keep thinking about sense objects. Which is true. You can find that thing happening everywhere around here. The historical factor of mithyachara accounts for the numerous fake sannyasis you have today, sadhus, pardesis as they call it, not having the requisite qualification for a sannyasi, not able to concentrate on real spiritualistic matters, but go about begging like worldly men, mendicants who remain parasites in society. And such people thrive too. But because of that, we should not pull out the real sannyasis. Like you take the weeds out. In doing so, you should not pull out the plants. So the true sannyasin is real, true asset to the society. And you can easily gauge people by their actions, whether they are mithya acharaha or they are really sannyasis. You can be identified by constant observation. So Krishna now, you can see how he is summing up. He gives three strong reasons why Arjuna should pursue karma first. Number one, he says, you are not guaranteed liberation by avoiding karma. So, just by thinking that I am going to be actionless doesn't mean you are going to get liberation. Number two, he says, not doing any action or karma is impossible because of inherent human tendencies, prakriti, swabhavam, swabhavam. There are three traits, three gunas, which will come to later. And number three is suppressing desires and pretending to adopt inaction or renunciation is not the correct path, is highly risky as mind tends to wander and you become a hypocrite. So these are three very strong reasons that Krishna is giving to Arjuna as to why he should follow the karma yoga first before he attempts at jnana yoga. So this is something very important for us also in life, that we cannot run away, whatever be the problem, and then say that, well, I want to take a sannyasa. I've seen a lot of people who think that they will run away from problems and go to Kashi or Rishikesh and become a sannyasi. That's not the true solution. So, let's go to the next verse, which is number 7. Jastvindriyani manasa niyam arabate arjuna karmendriyaiha karmayogam asaktaha sa visishyate. Also, oh Arjuna, tu here means but. You also say Hindi parantu, right? Indriyani. Now here, he is not referring to karma indriyani, but he is referring to the jnana indriyani. Indriyani, sense organs of knowledge. Manasa, by the mind. Niyamam, niyamya, restrain. Karma indriyeha. This is where he is specifically qualifying sense organs of action. Karma yoga. Asaktaha, without attachment. Arabate, arambam also starts from the arabate, begins. Saha, he, visishyate, is far better, excels. What's the gist of this verse? O Arjuna, but having restrained the organs of knowledge by the mind, means you don't keep eating whatever you feel like. You don't want to hear whatever you feel like hearing. You don't speak whatever you think you should be speaking, but restrain them. One who has restrained the organs of knowledge by the mind, and one who still carries on karma yoga with the organs of action, hands, legs, etc., without attachment, is by far better. In other words, one who is a grihastha, who is really pursuing karma yoga, he does all kinds of action. He goes to the work, he works and earns money, salary or whatever for his family, takes care of the family, does a lot of errands, who keeps on working with the actions performed by the karmendriyas. At the same time, he is able to restrain the organs of knowledge, the jnanendriya, by the mind. Such a person is by far better. That's what we're all doing now. What you are doing now is that you are driving a car, and Jayakumar is Nirmala driving a car, which is action, with your hands, with your legs. At the same time, you're listening to this because you want to listen through the ears something good. Likewise, there are so many people in this group who are really working and who are performing the karma yoga. At the same time, they also have inclination to restrain the knowledge organs, the jnanendriyas, in such a way that it gives them a little satisfaction, a spiritual satisfaction. That kind of a process is by far better. Not completely karma yoga and not completely jnana yoga. In between the two, those who are. And why? Because these are the people who are really going to feed the sannyasis. The sannyasis don't work for anything. If the grihasthas, the people who work, do not feed them, they will starve. According to Shastras, the sannyasis should be able to get bhiksha. He eats only by bhiksha, and brahmacharis too. And who will feed them? It is those grihasthas, the people who are following the karma yoga. At the same time, they also restrain the organs of knowledge by the mind. So this is a very great verse, which is applicable to every one of us in daily life, that we allot a certain time to control our mind and spend some good time in eating sattvic food, mixing with satsang, listening to bhajans and so on. At the same time, we don't stop our activities. We pursue our normal laukika activities. So dharmartha kama moksham is a sequence that we have, leading a clean dharmic life in society. In Grihasthasrama, where there is plenty of scope for fulfilling one's desires, artha and kama, at the same time, be useful to society. That's the ideal way to pursue karma yoga. So every individual has to pass through the 4 stages of life of brahmacharyasrama, grihasthasrama, vanaprasthasrama and sannyasasrama. Of these, brahmacharis and sannyasi only are qualified to take bhiksha. So even though the grihastha is given full freedom to fulfill his artha and kama desires, like money, possessions, home, car, whatever you need, as an active person in society, what is intended here is to advise him to regulate his sense organs and not allow it to roam freely. He needs to be a supporter for the brahmacharis and sannyasis. Therefore, Krishna provides an advice not only to Arjuna here, but to the whole humanity. Going further, verse number 8. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajayo karmanaha shariratra pichate na prasiddhayet karmanaha. It's actually na prasiddhyat akarmanaha. You will see it in the splitting up here. Niyatam, which I mentioned earlier, niyamam. Niyatam, which is binding, restraining. Kuru, perform. Karma is duty again. Tvam, your. Karma. Jayo is superior. Jayam comes from that. Victory, superior. Jayo. Hyakarmanaha. He plus akarmanaha. For, because. She here is for or because. Akarmanaha is inaction. Cha and sharitrata, sharira yatrapi, sharira yatra api. Body maintenance. Api is even, te your. Na prasiddhe akarmanaha. Not possible by inaction. So what she says here, perform your bounden duty, for action is superior to inaction, and even the maintenance of the body would not be possible for you by inaction. Now this is something, if the mind is not really working, at least you say, I'm going to be inert, it is not something good. Performing some action is definitely better. At the same time, like Krishna mentioned in chapter 2, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't expect fruits as a normal person. Leave it to someone to give you the fruits. It doesn't mean that you don't have goals. You have goals, but if you don't achieve those goals, don't get disappointed or depressed. Because there could be 100 reasons beyond our control. Like the power failure, we had no control on it. It happened. So this is something, there are many things which are beyond one's control. I believe somebody has made a research, there is a 90% of the activities we do are beyond our control. We think that we can do it. If it happens, it happens, that's all. If it does not happen, there are 1,000 reasons why it is beyond your control. Like the person who got on the United Airlines flight, He thought he's going from Chicago to Louisville, but he was physically pulled out when he refused to give up his seat. This happened a couple of weeks back here. And of course, the airline paid a huge compensation, I believe. But then he thought he's definitely going. He had a confirmed ticket. He sat inside the plane. And he was 100% sure he's going. When suddenly two people come and say, please, you have to come out. We are going to give the seat to somebody else. And pulled out. So this happens for many people. And therefore, doing your action, whatever you are bounden are supposed to perform, you keep performing them, kuru, perform, because it is better than total inaction. So it's not possible to go and sit, I've got a lot of money and therefore I'll not do any work and become a potato couch, the couch potatoes they call it. Do some work, keep your mind and body active, and which is pretty good. A good advice, which is supported by scientists and doctors, everybody. But what does one do? The rituals. Kachi Mahapariva, our great guru, he stresses on the importance of rituals and a sense of discipline that comes in. One is not asked to give up one's legitimate pursuits necessary for one's livelihood, but while being so engaged, one should not lose sight of the essential purpose of life. Constantly endeavor to purify one's thoughts. So now I tell you the three types of karma which comes in and which binds everybody, which is born of Prakriti, the gunas, the three gunas, what are called sattvic, rajas and tamas. There are three gunas in the order of best and medium and worst. Sattvic refers to those selfless activities, nishkama karma as they call it. It gives maximum benefit to everybody. And there's supposed to be 5 kind of yajnas, what is called pancha maha yajnas. Deva yajna, the ones which you do for the celestials, like homams and yajnans. And pitru yajna, which we do for our ancestors, like tarpanam, shraddham. These are pitru yajnas. Then brahma yajna, to creator. Rishi yajna, those rishis were responsible for giving us the Upanishads, the Vedas, Itihasa Puranas. During the Coconut Day function, Avanyavatam, we say, we do Kanda Rishi Tarpanam. Each Rishi was responsible for one Kandam or one chapter. So we offer our thanks to them. So then finally comes Manusha, no, not finally. The 4th one is Manusha Yajna. Manusha Yajna means social service to fellow beings. Like say, Makkal Seva is Mahesha Seva. So this is a seva. A lot of organizations do it, which is meant for humanity, benefit for all. And lastly, Bhuta Yajna, Pancha Bhuta Yajnas, worship and protection of the 5 elements. No waste, don't waste water, protect plants, don't pollute the air. Now these are some of the things which are yajna. We do that without our knowledge. So Pancha Yajnas have been prescribed, and that's a part of the sattvic activity. The second is Rajas, which is a selfish activity. It may be doing good to society, but primary thing is selfish. You go to a place, only I should eat, not others. There are some people like that. attain to selfish activities. Only I should earn, only I should be happy. The third, which is the worst category, is tamas, which is not only selfish, but hurtful to others. Like, for example, drinking alcohol and beating one's wife. You drink alcohol, you are drinking it for your own self-satisfaction, and in the process, you are hurting somebody else. So these are the three gunas which are born out of the basic traits. Now, each one has got these in different proportions. Some people have more of rajas, some people have more of sattvic, and so on. The idea is you should increase the sattvic content and reduce the other two contents. In fact, the tamas should be really the minimum. Laziness is tamas again. Sluggishness is tamas again. Therefore, do not remain without action. For action, whatever in these three types is superior to inaction, because you have to still maintain your human body. So, beautiful lesson by Lord Krishna here. And this is the core of human activity, that we have to perform action, we cannot remain without it. And we have to balance life in such a way that sattvic content is there. At the same time, we also pursue our daily activities to maintain our body. As an example, you find in village, some village, the women carry the pot on their head, water pot. So while balancing the pot, she also sometimes dances, going through various movements of the hands and the feet without the pot dropping down. So we should not lose sight of the pot. At the same time, carry on our daily activities. That is the gist of this particular slokam. Going further, verse number 9 here. Yajnanar karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangaha samachara. Now, the first word itself is a long sandhi. I'm going to split it up for you. Yajnartha karmanaha anyatra. You spread yajna arthat karmanaha anyatra. Yajna arthat means for the purpose of sacrifice or for the sake of sacrifice. Karmanaha, actions. Anyatra, otherwise. Loko ayam karma bandhanaha. Ayam lokaha karma bandhanaha. This world, karma bandhanaha, is bound by action. Tadartam, tat artam, for that sake. Karma, action. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, Kaunteya. Mukta sangaha, free from attachments. Samachara, sama achara. So beautiful. Sanskrit is so beautiful. You split it up, you understand the meaning so nicely. So the meaning of this verse is the world is bound by actions other than those performed for the sake of sacrifice. Apart from the Pancha Yajnas, there are so many other actions. Do therefore, Arjuna, O son of Kunti, perform action for that alone, free from attachment. So what is the meaning of this verse? Narayanayeti samarpayami, we say that, offer your work to the Lord. You need not come to the temple every day, but look upon your work, the very office, as the Lord himself. and offer it to the Lord through bhavana. Your attitude. Yajnartam karma. Karma yoga itself is a yajna. The action that you perform itself is a sacrifice. Anyatra ayam lokaha. Karma bandhanaha. Anyatra. Otherwise, there's a kind of a veiled threat here, Anyatra. If you do not convert your action into worship, then what will happen? Karma bandhanaha. Every action will become a bondage for you. Action as worship. There is a saying called work is worship, Work is worship. And that is what it is. Work is a worship. In fact, that itself will lead one to liberation as long as you are sincere to that work and you do not cause hurt to somebody else. It leads to liberation, lifestyle of an individual. Nowadays, is such a stress. So many people are talking about stress management. Action, work, and expression of gratitude towards the Lord. For example, you do Sandhya Vandanam in the morning. We are worshipping water, one of the elements. Now, you do it as a part of one's duty. And if you take it that every Sunday morning one has to go to church, it is a duty, it's a ritual. Why people do that? Because they get satisfaction, even though it is not connected with the daily work, it is something different. They do both. The actions which are other than yajnas. So it is an expression of gratitude. Apo kishta vayo bhavagastana urte tadadana mahirinai chatraseyo vasyavata morsahata sebajayataha ikanaha uchitireva matara. You say that in Sandhya Vandanam, you worship water. In many places, at the end of the lecture, they say, Kayena vacha manasendrirva buddhyatna va prakriti subhavat karomi yattat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Whatever I do, I offer it to the Lord. There are certain professions which may be which may not be really good, but still, there are people who are doing the sacrifice or yajna in their action. Like a butcher, for example. There are examples. A butcher, people might think that he's performing a very, not a very likable profession. But there are butchers who attain mukti only because they were so devoted to the duty. There's a story. There's no time to describe it. There is a story of a rishi who thought that he had attained the ultimate and he acquired powers. And he went for bhiksha to a lady's house. And before doing so, he thought he'll test his powers, and he looked at a crane and thought that crane should burn by his powers. And the crane was burned to ashes. So he went there to the lady, asked for bhiksha, and the lady took some time. And this man immediately thought of causing hurt to her. And the lady came out and said, "You thought I am a crane? Do you think you can burn me?" And this man was shocked. How did this lady know about my earlier action? So he asked her, "How do you know what I did? Do you want to know more about it?" She said, "Go and ask the person." She gave the address. And he went there. It was a butcher. And the butcher, he said, "Did the lady send you?" "Yes." Then the rishi is asking the butcher, "You tell me the secret." She says, "She knows so many things and she's asked me to listen to you." And he said, "I don't do anything. I just work. My work is worship and I take care of my parents, which is my duty. I take care of my family." So he does the duty, at the same time he performs work. So this is a kind of example that so many of them that you have where somebody does the work sincerely whatever be the work, puts his heart into it, does not worry so much about the results, as long as he's able to maintain his family and his parents and who are the members of the family and himself. And he offers it as a gratitude to the Lord. Such a person is referred to here is yajna, is duty plus devotion. That is a yajna. That is a real sacrifice. The sacrifice of performing one's duty combined with devotion. So we'll move on to the next verse, the last one today. Saha yajnaha praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasa vishyadvamesha wo stishtva kamaduk. I'm saying these verses a little slow for you to understand the correct pronunciation and also the sandhi that comes in. If you recite it very fast, sometimes you may not get the correct meaning. So in our explanation, we always give the split up. Saha yajnaha prajaha srishtva purovacha prajapatihi. Pura is in the beginning. Prajapatihi, Brahma, the creator. Srishtva, Srishti as they call it, In Hindi also is called Srishti. Srishti is creations, but Srishtva is having created. Prajaha, mankind. Prajaha is also applied for citizens. Prajapatihi is one who is the leader or the king, the chief of all mankind. Prajaha, mankind. Sahayajnaha, together with sacrifice. Vacha, said. Anena, by this. Prasavishadvamesha. Prasavishadvam. Yeshaha. Santi there. Sit it up. You shall propagate yeshaha. This. Vostishta kamaduk. It should be split as va, your ishta, desires. Kamaduk, referring to Kamadenu, the famous mythological cow, which yields everything that you desire. Astu, let it be. The creator, having in the beginning of creation, created mankind together with sacrifice, said, by this you shall propagate. Let this be the milk cow of your desires. The cow which yields the desired objects. There is, in Krishna Yajurveda, you have this saying, Prajapatim by itam agre asit. Idam agre asit, the first one. Tasya vag dvitiya asit. Vagvai paramam brahma. The meaning is, in the beginning of Prajapati, the Brahman, with whom was the word was verily the Brahman. Even in Christianity, the opening Gospel of St. John says this, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So Brahma, responsible for creation, he created humanity. From him, Rishis and Manu, the Sanaka brothers, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, Sanat Kumar, all these people were Manasika Putras of Brahma. Through him came the demigods, the heart, the senses, the pranavayu, the 5 elements of life, and the human beings with intelligence and free will. The Vedas came to the human beings not to animals. So this milk cows, Kamadhenu as it is called, is virtually meaning all the gifts which were given at the time of creation, like the plants, the animals, the earth, everything was created. For any object, there must be a creator. So he was a creator. And at that time, while creating it, having created, he said that by these gifts that I'm giving you, in the form of the Kamadhenu, which includes the senses, the intelligence, the animals, the plants, the forest, everything, you shall fulfill your desires. So that is the meaning here, that it's a gift of the Lord that we have right from the beginning, which we have to use with intelligence. What is happening today, we are really upsetting the very environment, the very 5 elements which was created and given to us gifts. The humanity, particularly in certain parts of the world, they pollute the air, they pollute water, they pollute food, they pollute many things which were given to us as gifts, including the earth by means of chemical fertilizers of very strong nature in order to get more gains. So it is actually contradictory, and maybe that's one of the reasons why the climate change is happening and environment is changing and we are getting hurt in many places. So if you tinker with nature, it will have its own impact. So that is conveyed through here, that the beginning, these were all given to us gifts, and we shall propagate, live happily with this by making intelligent use of it. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau punaktu, sahavirjam karavavakai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, says Vedas. What a beautiful way. Sahana bhavatu. We all work together in order to build a humanity which is happy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Again, a wonderful saying that we have in our ancient scriptures. So with that, we conclude today's session 16 with next Saturday. And I hope we'll be able to get a recording of today's session and upload it on the YouTube. So I'll send it to you across and do that. So wishing you all a very happy weekend. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Guru.
I unmute you now. In case anyone has questions.
Thank you. Oh, namaskaram.
Oh, namaskaram. I hope you are able to listen to the entire program.
Yeah, we did.
Yes,
We
Guru.
did.
Okay. Again, there was a little snap of power. I don't know why it's happening. I'll have to check with the Comcast company here. It is for a flash, just a couple of seconds. Maybe they are changing the load or something, or maybe doing some work today. All right, then no questions. I will close this session. Can I?
Thank you.
Yes, Guru.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Welcome. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Guruji. No,